Welcome, everybody. Thank you very much for attending. So the first item on our list is the approval of our agenda. I need to add an item to the agenda after number 4. I need to add a closed session, real quick 15-minute closed session to meet with HR. So you can call it 4A, you can call it whatever you like.
Okay, 4A.
There you go. That's the one. So other than that, are there any other changes to the agenda? Can I have a motion, please, to approve the agenda?
Motion to add 4A and approve the agenda.
Thank you. Second.
Second.
Thank you, Jessica.
Isaac, yes.
Oh, sorry. Jessica, yes. Thank you.
David, yes.
Barb Campbell, yes. Motion carries. Agenda's modified. We have the previous meeting minutes, which I have to say slowly every time. They are attached. I reviewed them. I didn't see any changes.
No. Motion to approve previous meetings.
Second.
Oh, Isaac, yes, sorry.
Jessica, yes.
David.
David, yes.
Barb Campbell, yes. The previous meeting minutes are approved. Okay, so that pops it into a 15-minute closed section so we can meet with HR. So that would be governing council only. Jessica.
Shut off.
Yeah. Jessica, Wade. Oh, hi, Renee. Woohoo. Okay, so executive session has ended. No action was taken. And we are back ready to go on to item number 5, which is got to be open forum. Did we have anyone request open forum?
No, we did not.
Okay, that takes us to Budget and Finance, Paul Paradise and Rhonda Corbin.
Oh. Would you like to speak at all?
No.
Okay.
Rhonda's turn.
All right.
We really didn't have anything. Oh,
Yeah, no, so we met on Tuesday morning at 8:10, and it was me, Paul, Kyle, and Tamara. And we went over all the budget reports, the journal entries for the month. And I just, a correction, there's a bar in here. I had to void that because I got overzealous. It's actually a bar that APS needs to generate, not me. So,
Okay.
but I do have 2 other bars that I gave to you. We're still kind of the same amount as last time. We're on track for a carryover of 1.9 million. I
Okay.
don't expect any expenditures to come up at the end of the year. Nothing's breaking down, right, that we're responsible for. And then same thing with SB9 and HB30. Well, HB33 goes to APS, but with SB9, we still have 730,000. These look great. We did talk to our investor, or I can't even think, what would he be? The guy looking for the land.
Real estate.
Or developer, yeah. So let him know that we would have a little more to work with up front, and I think that would get us in a better position on finding a land to renovate, a building to renovate. So that's really all on the finance report. We actually have 2 POs. I didn't know if we wanted to approve the finance report first.
Yeah, let's do them one at a time. Will somebody other than Paul move to approve the finance report?
Move to approve the financial report.
Second.
Second that.
Thank you.
Isaac, yes.
Renee, yes.
Oh, Paradise, yes.
Jessica, yes.
David, yes.
Barb Campbell, yes. Finance report is approved. Next thing on our list are the bars.
All right, so we do have 2 bars. The first bar is ending in 0018-I. This is to increase our operational fund. So we had an, oh my gosh, I don't know if it was the at-risk, I can't remember exactly what it was, but it was an additional allocation that they gave us for our final funding for SCG.
Okay.
So that's increasing it by 152,000. Do you want me to just go on?
Yeah, we'll do them all.
Okay, the next bar ending in 0019-IB, this is the hard to staff stipend. The budget is for 12,500, but we actually paid out 7,500 in stipends. The other two didn't quite qualify under the
Okay.
stipends.
Okay. As long as we are correctly administering the grants, I don't mind if we don't manage to get it.
Okay.
I would prefer to get it all out the door, but
Yeah.
you know, that isn't always possible. All right. Any questions about the bars?
No.
May I have a motion, please, to approve the bars?
Motion to approve bars.
Second.
Isaac, yes.
Renee, yes. Paul Paradise, yes.
Jessica Short, yes.
David, yes.
Art Campbell, yes, the bars are approved. Thank you. And then has everybody taken a minute to review the check register? It's included on page 6 and 7. And 8. Although interested in. I didn't see anything in it I wasn't expecting, you know.
I'm going to invoices just.
Okay. Any questions about the check register, anybody?
No.
We have to approve that, and I have a motion to approve the check register, please.
Motion to approve check register.
Second that again.
Isaac, yes. Sorry.
Renee, yes. Paul Paradise, yes.
Jessica Short, yes.
David, yes.
Art Campbell, yes, the check register is approved. And then there are 2 POs over 5,000, is that right?
There's one new PO over
One new
5,000,
PO.
yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the down payment, I believe, for graduation.
For graduate for next year, for
Next year.
27, perfect. The chair would like to take a moment to thank Kyle Malone for speaking at graduation, because I was at graduation, but not this.
You did a great job.
That's what I heard, so, awesome. All right, so I have an executive director's report. Our executive director, Tamara Lopez, is out, from this meeting. I knew that was gonna happen. I can't remember, but I think we can have Caitlin present it. Is that right? Yeah, okay. So go ahead.
Awesome, thank you. So just some highlights from this school year. Student Council had earned the NMASC Gold Award. We had students participating in organizations like the Albuquerque Youth Symphony and School of Rock, and we had seniors accepted to numerous prestigious colleges, including the Berklee College of Music and the School of Art Institute of Chicago. For our students, we also had them performing at district and state levels for earning superior ratings and all-star state placements across their disciplines, and they had strong representation in all of our honor groups. Our film classes also created original productions and participated in the national competition, like the C-SPAN Student Camp, and we also had our largest spring dance concert to date. There's also there's a few last senior moments that were shared by our seniors in 2026. Some highlights were, they talked about how they learned how to work with people from all different backgrounds, talking that they were right where they needed to be, how teachers are treating everyone equally. They were provided opportunities not only to lead, but even to teach and grow their skills working with managing people. They were really thankful for the dual credit opportunities. And there was a lot of teacher shout outs throughout their outreach, which was really phenomenal. We also have some performances. So we just recently had the Papa Flamenco performed at Todos Flamencos. And then coming up, we've got some Papa students will be performing at the Dancing Through Life this weekend, along with Tamara Lopez. And we have some upcoming hip hop performances in July and August as well. And then we also have included our updated technology expectations for the 2026-2027 school year. So for next year, from bell to bell, students will have school-issued laptops only. Personal devices, including their cell phones, tablets, gaming devices, and wireless headphones and earbuds will not be used during the school day. including lunch and passing periods. And then we asked staff to commit to this and to sign a commitment to be a focused learning environment. And that was on our final staff in service day, and we had staff return those to administration. A letter went out to parents letting them know about this summer. So for the summer office hours are Tuesdays from 8 to noon or by appointment for their convenience. The school office will be closed from July 1st to July 10th. The invitation for final registration will be sent in July for our back to school sessions. And then we're also updating the drop off parking and redesign that's happening over the summer. They have started, so you'll see our construction. There's also links that were shared with parents for events from the city of Albuquerque, including the local library, catering to teens and adults, and a camping experience at Hummingbird Music Camp. Summer school sessions start next week. We have session 1 from May 25th to June 19th. Session 2 will be from June 22nd to June 17th. You'll also see in the packet that there is a list of all of the colleges our students were accepted to, our seniors, as well as their anticipated careers. And then we have a few staff members who are joining us next year. We have Paula Butterworth, who is joining us as a special education teacher. We have Adrian Pierce, who is joining as our general education English teacher for middle school. We have Celine Bradshaw, who is joining us as a school social worker. And we have Connor Sparks joining us as our 6th grade math teacher. And that is all for the written report from the director.
Thank you.
Quick question, in regard to the computers and the electronic policy. What provisions are being made for the students that have dual enrollment to be able to access CNM? Because as I understand it, the standard Chromebooks don't have the memory or the capabilities to handle the bandwidth
That is something
for CNM.
Yeah, that is something that came up, especially with the lockdown browser piece for them. We are going
Yes.
to have a few of the Dell computers available for the students who are dual enrollment to access that are in addition to the Chromebooks that we already have on campus. So we have a surplus of some of the Chromebooks, or not Chromebooks, the Dell laptops to utilize that have that bandwidth.
Okay, so they're gonna have to go to the office to check those out then?
They'll utilize them during their either online class period or during their time that they would take that class at CNM.
So if they go off
Okay.
campus, do they go off campus to take CNM classes?
I'm not supposed to.
No, but
They-
they need to do work at home.
Yeah, I'm just thinking that
For
this may be not
that.
an ideal. I understand. I
Yeah.
just want to make sure that we have completely thought through.
And we do have money.
But at home, they have access to it.
Or additional computers.
Yeah, the whole reason is because we have kids
I
that
know.
are getting onto other stuff.
Oh, I know.
So-
I remember.
No, the home stuff should be easier because they have.
No, he's
it's
just
not-
saying
Yeah.
their Chromebook should work at home is what is what you're saying, because
It-
it's not a locked
It-
network.
Well, and they can use any computer from home to access their CNM stuff.
Right, but they might not.
Yeah.
have a computer available to them at home.
They can also,
So if we have a kid that doesn't have that.
we
then
would
we'll
make
find a way to
accommodations.
help them.
Yeah, we talked about
have quite a
that.
few of those.
We
have
talked
quite a few
about
of the
that.
Teacher computers and stuff that are like.
Okay,
And there's ones that are
Yeah.
still decent, so.
Okay, as long as we have a plan in place to handle special accommodations without.
We're also getting all new Chromebooks next year, correct?
Yeah.
Or did we just got them?
We kind of get them in cycles, so, yeah.
We talked about getting new Chromebooks
Yeah.
next year, so those ones should be able to handle the CNM courses, again, except for the locked website, but I think that's also something that you can have just open up the CNN website. Which then that seems easier than trying to get them another laptop.
Yeah, it's because the CNM online classes do require for them to use specific platforms that then get locked out, right? And so, like here at school for sure, but also I think it's just harder for those Chromebooks because they're so basic to like kind of handle the programs that they're using on those. online.
yeah,
If it's just
they
web,
just don't have the capabilities, the Chromebooks don't. They're not designed for it.
Yeah, the CNM stuff has they're pulling in other programs all the time that are not locals.
I will follow up with, Ms. Lopez as well as, with our dual credit people, just to make sure that we're on the same track for it,
Yeah,
and
we just wanna make sure all of our students are able
Absolutely.
to
Right.
access that.
Okay. So that takes us to Mr.
Dornbach.
Thank you. I was gonna say, I had gotten to Dorn, but I was not through Bacher yet. So, thank you.
I was asked by Ms. Lopez to share our, request for purchasing a math curriculum
Okay.
and, targeted assistance, modifications for the year.
Okay.
So, the curriculum that we are requesting, that we settled on after taking in different purchase options, is Cengage. It's called Math and You, formerly Big Ideas.
Okay.
It has all the approvals. The reason that we chose that one over the others is that it has textbooks available all the way from 6th grade through 12th grade, with no need to purchase like extra workbook materials. The first year purchase includes 1 year of their online support, which we haven't used before, so if we don't want to keep that, you can still have the textbooks. The primary purpose of choosing any math curriculum is to have a common vertical alignment between the grades, especially if you have transition between teachers. So that's the main reasoning for it. And I am open to any questions in particular if you're wondering about the curriculum.
What's the highest level of math that we teach in-house?
Algebra 2.
Okay, so we're still going out for trade out.
That's.
Yeah,
That's
we're
all
gonna
part of
go to
it.
CNM because it benefits them more in the long run to take those as dual enrollment courses.
No,
So that's
I understand. I
the
just wanted
understanding of
to.
the philosophy here at the school, so.
So-
Still my second.
For high school kids, we've got Algebra 1, Algebra 2, and Geometry.
Correct.
Right? Okay, that's fine.
Another reason that we like that is because there is a textbook for 7th grade and 8th grade advanced. Because we have those kind of
That's
courses
cool.
together as 7th, 8th, 6th, 7th.
Mhm.
So that textbook kind of already has it built there for as well, which makes it nice to teachers.
And good for students.
Yeah. The targeted assistance next year, we're developing a rotation for teachers to be able to teach some of the most common skills 2 to 3 days a week in the 8th period, rather than just having it as an extra class for helping students and retaking tests. So we have a rough draft developed in the math department, and we're tweaking which type of topics will be taught because we're discovering that I guess the discussion had been that like 6th and 7th grade will need to spend longer, like our plan is 6 weeks for them on each topic. And then the algebra and geometry, algebra 2 might only need like 3 weeks on each topic. And so that's been a little kind of organized between, and then we've got like 8 topics we think about, and there's 5 teachers, and so where people begin and end, that's kind of been the difficulty of that.
So when students need targeted assistance, then are they enrolled in that 8th period class like permanently, and then they have teachers kind of coming in and out, or are they identified as needing to go into that 8th period class just like
So
for, until they
I
kind
think
of
there's
master whatever skill?
2 parts to that question.
Okay.
One part is that students are identified based on their either pre-examination for a course as needing extra assistance, or through their classes every 2 weeks, we do a student staffing to say which students should we recommend into those. That's how a student gets into and assigned. The second part is that a student is able to attend an 8th period class, even if they aren't assigned to it, to get extra assistance. With rotations, it's going to it's gonna have us define specific days where they'll have to get that extra assistance, because otherwise they'd be walking into a rotation class.
Right,
and
right,
we'd
that's,
be
yeah, that's why I was
Two different.
curious about that, yeah.
I have a rough draft if you'd like to look at a first quarter plan.
Okay, I was just curious,
Oh,
so,
okay.
yeah, thank you though.
Trevor, are you planning on bringing in pieces of the curriculum into the targeted assistance as well?
Tell me more about your question.
Like, are there intervention pieces in this curriculum besides the extension pieces as well?
The curriculum has recommendations in the lesson plan for English language learners and for different levels. And it has extensions for students that are finished learning the lesson. So those are embedded into the curriculum. We're not at the stage yet where the teachers are planning how they would set up the resources for the rotations themselves. But as far as during class and regular tier 1, maybe tier 2, yeah.
Okay.
Thank you very much for
Thank
coming in and
you.
sharing your
Thank you.
time.
Absolutely.
We are always happy to see faculty in these meetings and
Always.
I'm still lost, so I'm thankful that you guys are so welcome.
Appreciate you. Welcome anytime.
Okay, so that takes us to organizational members. We have a new GC member that will come on board in July to replace Renee, who is leaving us. We are very sad, but we are excited for you to not be here with us.
Every third Thursday of the month.
In March and April, yeah. And I know Tamara said it for me a couple of times, and I know I'm gonna mess up Tara Konecny. Konecny.
Sure.
Konecny,
Yeah.
has been nominated by the nominating committee to, join the governing council. Her term will start in July, but I like to give people the opportunity to take a breath and know that they need to be at the July meeting more than 5 minutes before the July meeting. So if I can have an action item to, bring her into the governing council to replace Renee in July, that'd be super.
You.
I make
spoke to
a-
it,
Yeah.
Yeah, I was the one person and then the staff who came. I think she's gonna be great.
Okay.
Awesome.
So we need action. I make a motion to accept or approve Tara Konecny as the new GC member.
Second. Isaac, yes.
Renee, yes?
Paul Fairbanks, yes.
Jessica Short, yes?
David, yes.
Barb Campbell, yes. Excellent. So I see an ICIP resolution. I don't know what that is.
It's the.
Yeah, so it's it's a new requirement by the Capital Outlay Bureau. And part of it is they didn't think that we had enough infrastructure or policies in place or approvals by the governing council to, when we do enter into financing, that we needed to have some sort of resolution with the governing council address, oh gosh, how am
I got it. So it's on page 30.
Oh, yeah.
So, and it's only 1 page long, guys.
Yeah. So, because right now, what they haven't done in the past is they have never financed the charter schools. And
Mhm.
so I think Mark Armijo is one of the first ones that they're starting to finance with. So they want to make sure that we all have some sort of infrastructure in place before they even consider adding us to their plans.
Just to be clear, the capital improvements on here go towards, not for us, but for APS's buildings, correct?
Right, that's why we wouldn't utilize them until we have a facility.
Just
Right.
Yeah.
clarifying.
Yes.
When you vote on this, it doesn't.
So
Yeah.
For this building.
Yeah. it also doesn't prohibit us from going the route we've been talking about, which is picking up a building site and going into it on our own.
Yeah.
And then essentially APS helps us maintain that building.
Mhm.
Okay. I'm not opposed to this, so I'm happy if somebody would make a motion to approve it.
I make a motion to approve.
I'll second that.
Isaac, yes.
Renee, yes.
Paul Paradise, yes.
Jessica Short, yes.
David, yes.
Barb Campbell, yes. So the CIP resolution is approved. I'll sign it when you send it to me, DocuSign, okay? Now the next order of business is our RFP for business manager and human resources. So will somebody please give us a motion so that we can keep her on it?
Motion to keep Rhonda.
There you go, second.
Second.
Thank you.
Isaac, yes.
Renee, yes.
Paul Paradise, yes.
Jessica Short, yes.
Thank you.
David says Rhonda's not allowed to leave.
There you go. Which is similar to a yes, and Barb Campbell said.
Yes.
Yes, thank you very
You
much.
didn't stop to make us read her resume. We should have done that. Just to make it awkward. when we're like,
I don't remember, we had all of the information.
It's on page 41, y'all can read. Okay, and who signs? I do. Yes?
Yes, and I'll
Yeah.
send that over.
Okay, that's it. And then, so it looks like me, Sue Fox and Tamara. Okay. So I have out-of-state travel request for Sue Hudson. She's gonna sit with C-SPAN in the educator conference, which is awesome.
Cool.
And the next out-of-state per diem request is for Tamara. She's asking for money for food while she travels. I kind of think people should get to eat. So, the two travel requests, I would move if we can to approve them together unless there's a problem.
A motion to approve both.
Okay,
And I'll second that.
Isaac, yes.
Renee, yes.
Paul Paradise, yes.
Jessica Short, yes.
David, yes.
Barb Campbell, yes. Okay, so both out-of-state travel action items are approved. Again, Rhonda, if you'll send those to me, I'll send them. Do I have checks to sign too? I see them in stack.
See, that's,
I do, but I was hoping that it would just disappear. All right, no luck. Item F on our organizational business is the Charter Law Office Services Agreement action item. This renews our agreement with Sue Fox and her firm, which name I cannot remember. Charter Law Office. That contract is on page 41.
41 to 43.
To 43. Sue has been excellent for us to work with. She's been very responsive. I've been very happy with her.
Motion to approve.
She has all. the
I
things
second that.
signed, you know, just-
Isaac, yes.
Renee, yes.
Paul Paradise, yes.
Jessica Short, yes.
David, yes.
Barb Campbell, yes. Okay, so Sue Fox, and the Charter Law Office will continue to go forward. Item G, the President's Report. I'm gonna start by saying that I spoke to. Now we're gonna see if I brought his name with me because it was one of those things where it got written down on a tiny little piece of paper and shoved in my bag. Aha. I talked to John Barney, who is part of the city of Albuquerque's planning and zoning group. About the fact that we need a home. He understands the issue that exists with charters and APS and buildings and stuff. And he's in charge of all of the vacant or seized buildings that might be available. So I probably wouldn't want us to jump into a meth house that's been seized, but vacant lots might be an ideal place. There are 2 vacant lots that I have seen that made me go. One of them is on I-40 at Wantabo, that big piece of land behind the Olive Garden. That's 4 acres. It's vacant.
That is 4 acres?
It is, it's vacant and
Street frame.
it's not, it's a great location right off the interstate. I think that we should maybe ask a question or two. The second piece of vacant land that I looked at is the one that's behind what used to be Octopus Car Wash, which is now called something else.
Is that a Manal?
On Manal and
Eubank.
Eubank. Yeah, Hoffmantown's on Manal. Manal and Eubank. And
It's
that,
big, empty. It's been empty forever.
it's been empty since I was in high school, which means before everybody in this room was involved. So, it's been, and they need a tenant. I mean, there are signs all over it saying that they want, that they'll build a suit. There's this whole thing. So it might be worth talking. Again, Manal and Eubank is not a horrible spot. It's not any
Mhm.
crazier than Wantabo and Princess Jean.
No, it's right there by the
There's,
Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Yeah.
yeah, and a CVS and,
CVS, yeah. And a Walgreens across the street.
yeah, that's how Walgreens moves, is there's a CVS and Walgreens.
There used to be a strip club.
Is,
there.
I don't know.
Oh.
There's a sign saying that they will rent them,
Replace the
but
house.
that doesn't mean that that's the only way that they'll do it.
Oh,
Okay.
Is, a realtor familiar with those? They must be.
I can't imagine that they're not, but I gotta tell you, Paul, I don't know,
Yeah.
because I'm not psychically linked to them.
Yeah, so maybe we need to
Yeah, I
ask
will,
them to look into that.
I will pass that on and I will, when I talked to John, he was very excited about the possibility of some of the vacant land the city's holding get used for a school.
Yeah.
So that was good for us. Okay, and that concludes my organizational business, but I wanted to slide that in there before the long range planning committee report. I did see the self-evaluation. It's on page
Yeah, if
45.
anyone wants to
Yep.
crank that out before you get out of here today, that might be the easiest way to actually.
What's that?
Me,
Okay.
so there's an envelope over there if you don't want to actually hand it to me because you have, things to say. Or just hand it to me and I will take them home, compile what everyone said and report out next time. Yeah.
So these are, if you guys don't want to rip it out,
Do-
but never mind. Okay.
And while you're
rip it out.
doing that, I can just give a quick report for the long range committee too, if we're there, Barb, are we there?
Yeah, go.
Okay, so we didn't have a meeting this month actually, but we did have one last month that happened fall after the main meeting, so I can report on that one, and if anything has happened since, which is possible with you, Rhonda and Barb, since you do some other things on the side, let us know. So the last I knew, Rhonda, is that you connected with J-Lo to help get the letterhead corrected and get her name off at the bank. Do we have has any motion?
she was supposed to get together with Star.
Right, so the name Star, I don't know. who that
Yeah.
is.
That's
You,
me.
Sorry.
Oh, she contacted you?
She has contacted me. She said that I was listed as president on a document she had.
Woo-hoo.
Wow, congratulations.
Yeah.
Did you like the
No,
job?
But we need a president, so
Okay,
that,
I thought her was president?
Oh, of the foundation.
Yeah.
I thought he was too.
And so
and.
I am happy to be a second signer. I do not want to be foundation
That
president.
wasn't technicality, but.
Which is what they told her.
Yeah, so no, it doesn't even, like, so I can go in and change it, that's no
Okay.
problem. I just
Excellent.
needed your name on there, so you
Yes,
could
that's
go.
fine. And you should probably use my full legal name.
What is
It
that?
is Juliet Star Perkins. The star is on my
I-
license. It will work fine. I get on airplanes with no problem, but just in case. Juliet.
Okay. No, PT.
That was really fun. Okay, I don't remember who that is. Okay. It's about parent that shows up the same.
You said just JULIET?
Correct.
Oh.
Star is STARR. Perkins, PERKINS.
Like the
Okay,
Edgewood Stars,
I'm sorry, what?
like star in Edgewood, STARR.
A like Bart Star,
Okay.
but yes, with 2 R's, but that is who I was named after.
Okay.
You're named after Bart Starr?
My life was almost 10 pounds.
God bless you.
And my grandmother said I should go be a football player, and here I am.
Hilarious.
Not playing football, but telling that story a lot.
Handled them surviving very well.
Okay, yay, so something this might actually get done.
We'll see, we started last
Yeah.
summer. Sorry.
It's almost been almost,
All right, I know that there were some emails too talking about fundraising, I think among the building committee, which I'm not on. And that Herb had been copied on those, but hasn't said anything. I think there were lots of ideas we've talked about a variety of ways we could be fundraising for the building, for all the other things that the school could use. So, but no, has anyone seen anything different since I heard this 2 months ago? Well, in April, a month ago? Nay?
yeah.
Okay, so that's still lingering. The next session, I think, okay, so we were talking about the self-assessment, and then Jessica, the last thing to follow, early in the year, we were talking about things that the board could work on and improve, and one of them, just having like a bit by bit policy review. Has any of that been able to happen?
So the policy committee has met a couple of times this year to review policy. We actually need to meet and just haven't been able to, like coordinate schedules very well because it's the beginning of May.
May's hard.
Yeah, but I think yes-ish. Is
But
is
I
that
think
an
that was like
appropriate-
literally, right? Like not the whole thing, but like
Yeah.
bit by bit, so just so that it's consistently.
Yeah, I think so. I think as policies have come up, we've met, reviewed them, and then presented them to the board, so.
Okay, but not reviewable things that haven't been
Not
reviewed in a
yet.
while?
No,
Okay,
yeah,
So
so that
maybe-
needs to happen.
Yeah, it's been discussed, but.
Jessica, on the policy committee, is somebody watching what's going on with the legislature as they change stuff?
Not that I'm aware of.
I'm not for the one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Mark, what was his name?
Opperman.
No.
I would say Giuliani.
What?
It was the
Um,
Italian last name, right?
yeah, he was on the GC when we first started.
Oh.
Loved, he was an engineer.
Yeah.
Who loves it?
Yeah, not me. We need to see if we can find somebody to do that for us. If not, a board member, that's fine. But a
Mhm.
parent that's watching what's happening up there would be super.
Yeah, that seems like, I wonder how we could reach out and find somebody that's interested in that and would be actively.
Okay, let's see if we've
Keeping
got,
an eye.
if we know a politician or we've got a lawyer.
What's that?
Not Lopez, yeah. Not Rhonda, sorry. The Lopez family, their son just graduated, Isis and,
Osiris.
Cyrus, yeah, Jane Lopez, her mother is, very involved in Santa Fe politics, right? And, she might be a person who at least can help us get that started.
Yeah. Okay.
Cause we are paying a lobbyist right now, right?
Yes.
Let's
He
add
gets
that
us
to
a
his
lot.
list. Well, cause if he's lobbying for us, he's watching the education.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'd like a one-page summary of the following bills
And I
affecting
think
education.
Coalition sends us a summary of all the bills. coming
Okay.
through.
Really? Maybe I haven't seen it. I don't remember seeing it,
I'll
but
just make sure she forwards it to you.
Yeah, cause I know Lisa, who you don't know, but when she was here, she did go through, we went through our
Mhm.
whole policy thing, but that's
it's been
3 years.
4 years, 3 or 4
I think
years. It's been a
3
while.
years now, so yeah,
yeah, that's,
Longer than
that's how
that.
it came
it's time,
last
yeah,
year as a thing.
yeah. And honestly, so I need to put that on my calendar, so I don't.
It's, yeah, it's sometimes hard to get all the things done that we're responsible for. Okay, I'm good there. And then the final thing on our list is, we've got a new policy coming open for public comment.
Well, we have one, it already went out for public comment.
Is that the proposed policy
Yes.
for waiting dual credit
Yes.
courses? So, and that's open to public comment right now?
I think it was open already and we've gotten some public comment back and reviewed it
Okay.
and. I don't think it changes the policy that we,
I think so.
Okay, well, then let's make a note for Tamara to put it on the agenda for next time as an action item. So we can approve it.
yeah, I noticed it was not an action item because I
Because I
think it was
can't-
supposed to be today, but
Okay,
yeah,
she didn't,
it's okay.
I
But
can't,
you guys can look at it if you would like. It's the proposed policy for waiting of,
before school starts.
yes.
right, so if we do it next month, that's fine.
So now you're not gonna take any public comment on that?
No, we're
It's
taking
already
public- it's
open for public comment.
So if you're not comfortable, get,
I just have a quick question.
Yeah,
Which is, does it apply to courses they take, if they are not graduated yet, does it apply to any of your dual credits so far? Or only dual credit they're taking this year?
I asked that question of Tamara and she said it was not retroactive.
Yeah, it's only for
Well,
incoming,
only once the policy's passed, it's everything going forward.
incoming
So-
freshmen.
Take, oh.
no, for everybody starting in August.
So.
Well, it is for everybody.
so
I
we're
thought it
gonna
was just-
change the grading scale for our
I
students.
thought it was just incoming freshmen. I thought everybody else was still gonna be.
Yeah.
stuck.
Okay, so
So we need,
Yeah,
so we need
that-
to ask us
We
that.
We apparently
Let me see
do-
what she said in the email, she's
Okay.
come back to me. 'cause I asked her
and
that.
also like,
That was my understanding is too, Carol.
if they're taking dual credit this summer, then it won't count.
That was my understanding, was it would
so-
not count unless it was next year.
And
Okay.
some of the dual credit courses already do count. I think the
Yes.
problem
It's
was
the
is that there were,
GPA.
right,
So,
but
Okay.
some of them were weighted before, that was the problem. There were
Oh.
some that were being weighted and others that were not. And it
Okay.
was not clear, like completely on which ones were and weren't. So I think then it ended up being judgment calls-ish. And rights, which creates a little bit of an issue. And so our policy, I think, makes it more comprehensive and would include all of the dual credit
All the
courses, right, that they just are all
Okay.
weighted as long as they can transfer to a four-year university, right? So, that was the goal of this, was to make it really clear that there weren't questions about, well, this one doesn't count because blah, 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 or this one does.
So I'm interested in knowing specifically if the summer course happening now.
What it says is, what her email
Right.
says is beginning with courses next year, not retroactive. So next year will be off.
right, but.
Right, but
But is
then
that for the seniors or
Isaac's,
for the
right, so
freshmen?
Isaac's saying that his understanding was that it would be starting with the freshman class this fall.
Which is
That was
more
my
fair.
understanding.
Right, and my understanding was it would be applied to everyone starting in the fall, going, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So-
Going
But
forward.
answer the exact question I asked her. Hey, anyway.
I-
Yeah,
Cause I think I asked, is it gonna be, yeah.
Yeah, so
we'll just
we'll
clarify.
clarify,
Yeah.
yeah. The policy committee has to meet next week, so we'll clarify that.
Right, so you guys like a start date, right?
Yeah.
Which is
Right, so the question, so the
Who it
the
is.
start date is August 1st. So then the question is it for just the incoming freshmen that we are going to start this cycle? And so everyone who is sophomore, junior, senior, starting next year, that wouldn't apply to?
That's kind of
it would-
demotivating.
Yeah.
Right, that's why I thought it was everyone,
Was,
because I
yeah.
think it's just going forward,
Here.
we are going to count any dual credit class that you've taken that can transfer to a four-year university is going to count as weighted in your.
Is it already written or are you guys trying to decide what would be best?
No, it's
No,
not-
there's a policy that's already written,
And we're not sure what it says.
so, no, so, that, well.
We're
We
not
don't,
sure when it starts.
we're not sure when it starts,
Yeah.
so this is the,
Right, but
Policy.
the policy does state when it starts, we just don't know.
so it states when it starts, we just aren't at.
Who is included?
who's
I
included.
understand the question, but it seems to me appropriate to ask, what do we think it should be?
Well,
Well, I
it
think it
doesn't
was.
matter.
Well, yeah, I mean, we can
I
have
think-
input from everybody, it's not like only the
I think it
policy
should include everyone personally.
committee
but I
holds the
think
golden keys, you know,
Yeah.
so if anybody, what are the thoughts within the people in attendance here
You know,
tonight?
It's interesting because I think if you're not gonna do it retroactively, it makes sense to start with the freshman.
I agree. I
I mean, if you're not
agree.
gonna go
I think if you're
retroactively
not
for
gonna go
everybody going
backwards-
back, then you need to start with the freshman, just like their everything changes. for
The
them
same
as
way
they
if you
go
open
into
a new
freshman,
high
there
school,
are
you
things they
don't
have to
open a
take.
new high school
Makes
with
sense.
seniors, you open a new high school with freshmen.
Yeah.
And then the next year you have sophomores and freshmen, and then junior sophomores and
I
freshmen.
disagree, I think because it's, there's a real problem and it doesn't fix the problem. It just pushes the problem back, what, 3-4 years? I mean, why not fix it now if we're capable of fixing it now in the moment?
The
I
reason,
mean,
yeah.
And the purpose of giving students this opportunity to get these weighted classes is because we don't offer AP programs, right? Like you can get at these doctor schools. And so because we don't have those AP programs, this is our way of justifying our school as a college prep school.
Yeah.
And
So,
so we can't
But
justify.
are you saying go retroactive?
right,
Or are
but
you
Well,
like just going forward?
Going forward.
Going forward.
Jerry,
Going-
starting it on.
That's what I-
I agree.
But how do we retroactively wait?
So I
grades?
think what it, no, what it is,
I get that it's hard. Just saying.
Yeah.
And the seniors are.
Thanks.
voting.
so, right, it doesn't, it's okay to retroactively weight some of the courses that a student has taken. In their high school time, because those GPAs are fluid really until, so you know what I mean? Not fluid, but
I know what you're saying.
yeah, so it's like, so
When they
then.
graduate, they're not stopped.
Right, and so I think that, so someone who is going to be a junior this next year. That took a dual credit class when they were a sophomore, that maybe under the old way of looking at which ones were weighted, would have said, oh, that's Psych 101. We're not going to weight that, but we're saying, well, most schools offer an AP Psych. This is our way of giving students that AP Psych, right? So then we would go back and say, well, yes, actually, we are going to weight that grade. I don't see that that's inappropriate from my point of view. I think that is appropriate.
I absolutely am not qualified to weigh in on this, but I will listen to whatever the arguments are. Our students don't compete with each other within the school. So we're looking at creating evaluations that are gonna go out, as opposed to being used to assign class rankings, et cetera, in the school.
Well, it would still impact their class rankings.
So you have
but
somebody who suddenly could go from being ranked one spot to being ranked another spot if their class is worth 5.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't love that.
Absolutely.
I just don't love that.
so
But why?
Why don't I love that?
Yeah, why don't you love it? If you're going into your senior year or your junior year,
So if you're going, so say you took,
because it might still change anyway. Like the person who's won now going into senior year could
right,
conceivably,
could
It's
fish their
likely.
entire senior year.
well, or
Yeah.
right, something could happen, right, where they're not going to be number one.
Right.
So
So,
there's number 2 and there's number like, I don't know, 15.
right, but so that's what I meant by they're fluid. Like
Right.
GPAs are not set.
They
until
are,
they're done.
they are not, so the challenge with dual credit as opposed to AP is in order to get the college credit for AP, you have to have an A or a B, right?
Mhm.
And
Well, you
get
have
the-
to pass the AP exam
right,
with a 3, 4, or 5, depending on. the
okay, so you have to pass
person.
the test. You get dual credit by passing the college course. There's no
Right.
extra exam. That's fine. But if you're passing a course as a freshman, which is 0 to 4 weighted, and you don't care.
I think the difference, right, the difference is not even like, yes, it might impact class rankings, right? But what the bigger difference is that I think Fabiano's trying to say is that, so because we don't offer AP courses where a student could conceivably get to a 4.4 or a 4.5 or whatever, because we just don't have the ability to offer those courses.
Right.
At La Cueva, a student can get to a 4.5
Yeah.
in school.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
they can take no dual credit classes and get to a 4.5 and graduate with a 4.5. So then if I'm a college and I see, oh, this student from La Cueva has a 4.5, and now this student from Papa who has no AP classes and we didn't weight their dual credit courses, has a 4.1, even though right? They took a bunch of dual credit classes and this person took AP Psych, but this one took Psych 101. This person's didn't get weighted because of a school policy, right? But this person's did because they're taking an AP course. Now our students are not as competitive on paper.
I
for-
understand.
Yeah.
Well,
for universities.
and in reality, our graduating seniors start college as sophomores.
Right.
Right, because they start with 12.
And so we want for them to have the ability to show that through their GPA, through the things on paper that maybe we understand, like they're taking these college level courses. Yeah.
I totally understand that. Okay, so it's currently open for public comment. It's
Yeah.
gonna be open until June meeting because so with clarification, so we do need to clarify.
So we need to clarify if it is starting with the incoming freshmen and everybody else that had already taken dual credit classes, we're still not gonna weight them.
Or
or
if we're
if we
gonna
say
start it in August
Everybody
for
in
every single
August,
person.
if you have taken these specific dual credit classes that meet this criteria, we will add that weight to your GPA
Retroactive.
retroactively, right?
There's
And-
a good option that is to start it in.
To start it in
for
August.
everyone at the
So-
same time, but then.
No, I think,
Anything that you took previously,
Yeah.
just,
and I think that we
Well,
need
no,
to,
no, it just,
yeah.
you don't lose the credit, but you.
No,
don't
you
get
can,
the-
you don't get weighted,
Weighted on it. And
which kind of make.
I will say
I
again,
used to.
that I
Well, that's
am
what
not
Carol
qualified to
said.
make this decision, but I am 100% ready to back or to listen to what the educators in the room who are, and the parents in the room who have students that are
Right.
They're
taking
gonna be
these
directly
courses
impacted
that
by
are gonna
it.
be directly impacted by this.
So send an email to Tamara for public comments,
Okay.
to include that. And then the policy committee meets again next week, because we have other policies that we have to
Okay.
review. We will clarify this one before we bring it to the full board for voting.
Perfect.
Next month.
Okay,
Can I suggest you only do two options?
Yes.
I would suggest that you do either, any two, as long as one of them includes the retroactive one. I don't care what the other two are.
All right.
It is true, I have a vested interest.
If I,
I do too, I'm
but-
not-
But that's why you have
but
public
if you,
comment.
a
I don't
vested
like the
interest, that
all the way
makes
back to
your
freshman.
comments more valuable.
They're not gonna be taking those classes.
Right, right, right.
So either start now or retroactive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Others are
think,
better
I
places.
am
Start now.
tending to agree. Okay,
At least helps the juniors and seniors.
do we have a need for a second executive session? Cause the first one was so fun. No?
I think so. I'm so sorry.
Okay,
I know.
so
I'll try to make it so quick.
that's your job now. You have to take us into executive session.
Okay,
Yes,
I
ma'am.
move to close the meeting for the purpose of going into executive session pursuant to NMSA 1015-1H8.
So can you record us and then we'll.
All right, you guys have a good night. Thank you.
it's gonna say the lock.
You're gonna put
I'm
your-
gonna finish